Any questions after today?
Your impression of the 2-minute at the end, offensive end, seems like he had success on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get some of the groups that are going to work it in the game possibly. So you saw our second unit, and then you saw our third unit. Anytime you're trying to simulate game situations, one of them was down in the red zone. We had to defend, 6 or 7 plays inside the 10-yard line. So that'll be good film for us.
Cyril Grayson made a couple of catches near the end. I know you've talked about him before, but he's the kind of guy you need to see sort of do it every day. How would you grade his progress right now?
I mean, look, he's made some plays for us. He's inconsistent right now. So I think it's going to be important these next 3 weeks to start seeing a little bit better pattern. But he can run, and there's some things that you see that he's doing real well, and then at times there's some plays that, whether it's a technique, whether it's a split, some of the details.
Even in football pads, is his speed unique?
I think he's got good speed, and so I think that's the best way to describe it. He can run.
What are your impressions so far of Trey Hendrickson as he rotates?
I think he's at a better weight this year, and I think he's having a pretty good camp. So I'm encouraged. He's got some versatility, but I like how he's been practicing, and I think it's been overall pretty positive.
Does it usually take this long for, this is entering his third camp here, but is that typically where you want to start seeing growth in the defensive end?
No, look, you could see it earlier, and sometimes you never get to it. So, but he's someone that's competing for playing time.
A little bit of a lighter load today. I know they started with pads and kind of.
Yeah, so it was shoulder pads and helmets, much like a year ago, and then halfway through practice, we put them in the shells. We still were able to get some good physical practice. We had a run period to start practice, and then quite a bit of team snaps. So overall, I thought it was good.
Safe to say these 2 days have given you everything you hoped they would?
Sure. I mean, you're going to have good weather, and like I said yesterday, we've had good practices with these guys. It's a good football team, and it's good to see a different group of players.
Sean, from preseason game 1 to 2, are you looking for anything more than just a steady improvement?
Well, I mean, I think with each group, it depends. I mean, obviously we're going to play our ones a little bit longer into this game, like we typically do, and you're wanting to see some of the mistakes cleaned up from a week ago.
As far as I know, people use terms like superstition and things like that. I wouldn't use that silly of a term, but you followed the same routine that you did last year. Obviously, you've had successful seasons since you've been coming out here. How much of that plays into it worked last year, or does that just coincidence?
I think probably more coincidence. I think for us, it's the camp we're having back at home has been good, and for me, it's getting to a climate to get a little bit longer practice in without just for surviving it, and so I think getting out here, I mean, you could practice 3 hours out here and it feels fantastic.
Coach A.J. Derby's, even though he's just joined the team, he seems like he's flashing out there a little bit over these last.
There's some things he can do in the passing game. I would say he's pretty in tune too. It's just establishing a confidence level as to what exactly, and then what's the vision for the player.
Is he someone you've had your eye on before in the past?
Well, we've evaluated him before, certainly in the draft process. So we're aware of the player, and now you get a little bit more familiarity. Just he's on your own roster, so we're having a chance to look at him. All right, thanks. Oh, go ahead.
Can I ask you a little about Derwin James of the Chargers? What challenges he presents to an offense?
Well, I think overall, his versatility. He's someone that you can cover, but he's also someone that can play in the paint like a linebacker. And so his speed and his length is what stands out to you. He's someone who I think is a very good tackler. So that versatility, lends itself to being a pretty good football player.
When you saw him last year as a rookie, were you impressed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you tell?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.